welcome back to the Untold. We're back in another episode, and today Ahmed's going to be a very interesting topic.
Yes.
Wildlife researcher.
Yes, we are animal lovers. We have pets, and we just adore animals.
We have cats.
That is a pet. And we have a wildlife researcher who's really going to talk about the wildlife aspect of Kuwait.
I'm so
We don't know
excited.
that it kind of exists, and the extent of it, and what we had in the past that has gone extinct, and what we currently have. And we're going to get into
And
the
I have
work
a
that
million
has
questions
been done.
here.
Yeah, we got lots of questions, so let's not waste any time and welcome
And
our guests
Right after the
this.
break. So we're back with our guest, and today we're going to be talking about wildlife. You are a wildlife researcher, Mohammad Alsayegh. I mean, we're in Kuwait. I mean, anyone who, pops with wildlife in Kuwait, be like, what do we even have? What kind of wildlife do we have? We have snakes. We have, what we call lup, I think. What else do we have here in Kuwait?
So Kuwait actually, for a desert ecosystem, has quite a bit of wildlife. We can look at things from, we see bats flying around in our public gardens. We can see migratory birds from flamingos to eagles to some songbirds that are here. We have foxes, and occasionally we get wolves that sneak in and out across the borders. We have a wide host of different animals, not just terrestrial, but also on the marine side. So occasionally in the summer,
marine
we'll
life
see.
we do have.
marine life.
Yeah.
So we'll see the whales popping up from time to time. We have a few different sea turtle species that migrate in and out during
I
different
like the
times
big
of the month.
turtles. That's amazing.
They live long, don't they?
I don't know.
The sea turtles, they have a very long lifespan. I
Lifespan.
can't tell you
I
exactly the
think
number.
I heard 1,000 years or something.
That would be excessive.
Yeah,
I heard
not-
that, or
not
100
that
years. I'm
long.
not sure. I heard some really long-lived turtles.
Sea turtles, I think they could live. I think it was upwards of 50 years.
Okay.
If they're kept protected in
Because
their
animals
oceans, but
generally tend to die younger. Like cats are up to 20, 25. The record is at 30 probably or something. I don't know. It's probably higher.
domesticated
But,
cats.
Yeah, domesticated cats die pretty,
Domesticated cats.
just like dogs would die within 15, 20 years, right?
Around that time.
but-
So when you
That's good for a
domesticate an
turtle.
animal, does that make their lifespan shorter?
Depends basically how you care for the animal. So, and if it can be domesticated, when you're looking at wild animals, usually if you pull it straight off of or out of the desert and try to cage it, they live shorter lives just because they're not used to being caged. However, there have been attempts around the world where they breed some of these wild animals in captivity. Some of them struggle to breed, but if they do, their offspring have an easier time mating and breeding in captivity, which kind of helps with conservation efforts around the world. But not everything is able to survive in a cage or even in an enclosure that's similar to its own
So
habitat.
do we have any animal in Kuwait's wildlife that is going to extinct if we don't really pay attention to them?
So we actually do have a lot of animals that have already gone extinct, sadly, but extinct locally in
Locally.
Kuwait. In other countries, they are trying to bring
Preserve them.
their populations back,
So-
like the Arabian oryx. You're looking at the Saudi gazelle. So some of our bovines, and then also some foxes. The Rupel's fox hasn't been spotted in Kuwait in quite a while. And we're looking at some of our cats, our canids, some of our
But we don't see
mongooses.
those animals. I mean, we go camping in the desert. You don't really see foxes, and you see snakes. You see these little rats, or what they called,
Jerboas, yeah.
And that's what you see, but you don't really see those animals that you're talking about. So
See, as
where do you find them?
part of my work, we're actually actively going out looking for them. So we're going out to
How do they
remote
even
parts
survive?
of the desert. That's a good question. Okay, so a lot of these animals are adapted to living in Kuwait's environment. One of the biggest adaptations is living underground. So when you're thinking of honey badgers, we actually have honey badgers that most recently spotted maybe about 5-6 years ago.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what a honey badger is.
I have no idea. I was pretending to know what that is.
So, okay, think of, you know what a skunk is, right?
Yeah.
Think of a longer skunk, and you've probably seen in nature
Maybe you should-
documentaries where they're attacking lions, or like they're trying to scare off lions, those little feisty cat-like mix between a cat and a skunk.
Okay.
So they have very long
cat
claws.
skunk?
Almost.
What?
They're very vicious, actually, and even their predators are scared of them.
okay.
And they're about the size of a cat.
Their predators are afraid of them.
Lions, wolves, they're scared of
they
them.
get,
They eat venomous
I mean,
snakes
have
and
you seen a
scorpions,
cat
so,
fighting a
amongst other
dog?
things.
I've seen cats fight everything. They don't
The
care.
survivals.
They don't care.
The survival
comes to the
skills
honey
are amazing.
badger.
Felines, my friend. I want to let's slow down, go back. High school. I want to be a wildlife researcher. How did you get there?
So I actually did my high school out in the U.S.
Lucky man.
But from how it goes in Kuwait, from what I understand, is you get to choose your path between going into the humanities or the sciences.
Yes, which
So-
is not a thing back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the U.S., you learn both
Everything,
sides
yeah.
of the spectrum.
But at least you can make up your schedule, you choose your classes.
Yeah.
That's more fun.
It is.
you
It's
know?
a lot more fun.
Just get stuck with the schedule they print for us.
I actually took classes where I volunteered or I job shadowed at the hospital because I was going to go into med school prior
Okay.
to wildlife.
Med school or to be a veterinarian?
No, actual med school.
Actual med school, okay.
But I couldn't deal with
The
seeing
blood?
no, the blood is fine.
blood is
I've seen
fine.
surgeries in
Okay.
person, but day to day seeing trauma and seeing all of that is
No,
kind of
it's not- okay.
daunting and wasn't something I
So
looked
how did you
forward to.
pivot to this life?
So, moving into college, I was still on the medical track. So, U.S. college is you would take 4 years of a science degree. So, I chose biology.
I've
And,
never read this degree or major before. So let me read the whole thing. Biology concentration, evolution, ecology, organismal biology in St. Louis.
Yeah, so it's a concentration of biology.
Okay.
So where I focused basically on ecology and the organisms that live in the ecosystems, how they interact with their
I
environment.
feel like you're the only Kuwaiti that studied this.
Actually,
You're the only
it's-
person I met.
You guys come visit Kisser. We'll introduce you to a
Yeah,
few
the
more of
same
my
thing
colleagues.
That, Dr. Naqi said the same thing. You gotta meet my friends.
Yeah,
And it's
you
not
guys
just
should
that.
go out more often.
With my NGO, I work with the Hayat conservation team. So we actually have a large mix of people from different specialties, including
they're just volunteering.
biologists, botanists, including some computer software engineers and stuff like that, where we pool all of our information together. So you'll meet a lot of scientists out there that are trying to make a difference and trying to conserve nature, and especially in Kuwait. We're trying to set the foundation and move past.
I mean, when we
just
think of
basic
nature in Kuwait, we think
steps.
of desert, sand, heat. What else? What else that comes to your mind?
Nature.
No, like I mean, the nature in Kuwait is quite limited. Yes, I would say.
You
That's
would be
true.
surprised what this man found out through his studies.
I mean, how would you know? Were you there?
He will tell me right now.
Yeah. What if he doesn't tell you? Let,
God.
Ask away because we found so much. When we're looking at nature, it's not just the animal side. Let's take a look at the plant side of things.
Yeah.
Back in the day, before the discovery of oil, let's say, Kuwaitis used to live off of the land. So they were very familiar with the plants and animals that were around them.
and fishing, I assume.
Yeah, and the
Pearl
sea as well,
diving and
for
all
sure.
that. Yeah.
Per living.
But in terms of terrestrial plants, they knew what plants they can use in salads. They knew what plants were medicinal. They knew what
They had
plants
salads.
were. Yeah. You would make a mix of vegetables. I
Yeah.
guess that's called a salad.
Maybe
I
no
would
salad
imagine my
dressing,
great
but
great
it's
grandpa.
salad. There you go.
Yeah, I would imagine my great great grandpa having a Caesar salad. I mean, that's
Well, it's not a Caesar salad. It's a salad
yeah.
for that
I
time.
mean, okay.
Let's say they would eat herbs along with their
Herbs,
main
okay.
dishes. Yeah.
They would import herbs, I think, from like different countries like India.
Kuwait
We
was
had
a
we had a
hotspot.
great trade deal with India.
Yeah.
You know, the pearls and what did we take from the spices?
The spices.
The spices.
We were a part of the, I think it was called the silk trade or the spice trade.
The spice trade, yeah.
And so we crossed from India into Kuwait, where it was a major hub, and then onwards into
The
Africa
amount
and
of
Europe.
time just to make that travel, wow.
I can only
Yeah,
imagine the
I can
amount of
only
wildlife
imagine.
they would encounter along the way.
That too, that too. I bet you would have loved being there at that time.
It would have been amazing,
Would have been
except
amazing.
for the diseases with no medicine.
Wait, with all this love you have for animals, do you have pets?
I do. I
Okay,
have two
okay.
cats, Cosmo and Wanda.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I
What
have a
kind of
cat.
cats do you have?
They're British short hairs.
I have a British short hair.
All right.
His
all
name
right,
is
all right.
Mickey, though.
Okay.
You have cats, Ahmed.
I have a Maine Coon.
We have cat lovers
nice.
here.
Yeah, I have 3 cats actually, but my main one is Angel.
You have street cats, right?
2 street cats and a Maine Coon.
Oh, nice.
A Maine Coon.
He knows
That
what it is. He
he
knows.
I
is
know
a
what a Maine
pretty
Coon
big
is.
cat.
But he's half, so he's half as big.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but he's still huge. He's still
Okay.
huge.
Okay.
So we're still looking about the size of a crackle, or in Arabic it's called a washak, which is
A
one of our-
washak, yeah. I've seen one. They had one in the museum here in Kuwait. The scientific center, I
scientific
think.
center, yeah.
They have one. But I think it's because it's captivated. It's not really.
The ones that I've seen the ones at the scientific center a couple of years ago. They are native species, but from what I'm not sure if they're the same subspecies that are found in Kuwait. But those are little chunky. I think they've been in
And
captivity
they look
for
so
a little
cute,
too
though.
long.
So we're talking about washak, which is basically a wild cat that's found in the desert. I've seen some people actually raising those and like wild animals and other kind of cats like
The sand cat.
I think so. And there's this cat that looks like a tiger. I can't remember the names, but there's plenty of types of cats that people just find really cute. They start raising them and they feed them literally a whole raw chicken. I'm gonna try to find that video. There's a guy that literally has a washak in his house, and he feeds her about like this big chicken every single day, and she's quite aggressive.
Yeah. Okay, so
A million questions that comes in my head, but I'm pretty sure you know them all.
when it comes to wild animals, unfortunately, there is still the illegal trade of wild animals going on.
Yeah.
Kuwait has signed up with the CITES Treaty, which kind of manages these different trades of and how to trade wild animals. But unfortunately, in Kuwait, we still see from time to time people housing carnivores, so sometimes bears, sometimes lions, tigers.
Yeah, we've seen these.
and native species.
There's
Why
even
would
a
you
stereotype about us and the Saudis.
Yeah.
Where we raise tigers.
I mean, it
lions.
has happened. We've seen it.
Yes, but how does this work? And is it okay?
It is.
But
it-
not now. Right after this break. We'll be right back. All right, before we went on break, I'm talking about wildlife and the stereotype that we have in our culture of raising big cats. Tigers,
Basically living in a
lions,
circus at
yeah.
our own homes.
But it's not a circus. The circus is bad. Getting any lion or tiger to do circus is very bad. You agree on that?
I would agree. Yeah.
Okay. But in terms of actually having them born at your house, raising them, having a bond, is that a thing?
Unfortunately, it still is.
Is it safe?
But
It's not safe.
I mean, they.
Is
See, the thing
the
is-
lion ever your friend if you feed him enough steaks?
I can't,
Why steaks though?
see, I can't make that call
Okay,
100%.
okay.
But in terms of housing any kind of large predator,
Right.
they're predators in the end. They love to hunt. They don't like to just sit around and be fed. They like to be active, to move their muscles, to actually hunt themselves for whatever prey they have. So sometimes you do see these people throwing them a live chicken or turkey
Right.
and watching the tiger chase after it, which is good for the tiger that it's moving and trying to
They're
keep
trying
up
to
with its...
simulate the wildlife for that animal.
Yeah, but the issue with that is if the tiger one day is hungry and the meal is a little late, and they
Yeah.
see the owner's kid walking around,
That
it
could be their
poses
next
a-
meal.
It puts a
Yeah.
puts a target on the kid's back.
I mean-
we've seen those crazy bonds that they establish with.
There's one guy. I think he's Australian. I'm not sure. He's on social media. I've seen him. He literally like hugs the lions, and I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah.
I need to remember the names. I'm really bad with names.
Is it just basically feed them enough meat? They will hug you.
I don't think
I
that's.
don't think that's it.
That's not it.
Okay, but see, the Arab world actually has a culture dating back hundreds of years where we used to domesticate certain wild species to hunt for us. So there are there's documentation of Arabs using the cheetahs that used to roam the Arabian Peninsula, the Asiatic cheetah, of using the washiq, the caracal, and other species to hunt either gazelles for them or hunt other birds for them. Nowadays,
and
we
falcons.
don't. Nowadays we see falcons and eagles more often. That tradition has stayed alive.
Is that more acceptable doing that to falcons?
No, but they
leave that
are
one up to
more
the
Blind them,
audience.
they
trainable.
put they're like hostages. It's
But
just
no,
like
but the thing is, they even have, I think, competitions with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're all managed. There's all regulations as to what
And I think
what
it's
eagles
fine.
you can
I
get
think
access
even-
to.
You think it's fine, but did we ever ask the falcon, brought them on the Untold, and asked them that question? Because we can't.
I think he's very happy, well fed. I think even in like religion side, it's fine. It dates back to like centuries, I think.
The falcon stuff. Wow.
It's a culture and tradition that's been upheld for
And
quite a
I-
while, actually. Yeah.
I guess it's more acceptable than a lion. I guess I really want to
Plus,
ask a
a
lion
bird.
how it feels.
I mean, the falcon or whatever, he's gonna hunt like other animals anyway. So, yeah, he's hunting it for you.
I suppose.
Let him do his thing, but for you.
Well, let's talk more about your thing. Is there any specific project that you worked on that we could discuss or stands out to you throughout your research?
In terms of research projects, there's a lot going on. One of the recent projects that I completed at work was trying to identify the different reptile species that were in Chibt
Reptiles.
in Kuwait. Reptiles. So we're talking snakes, we're talking lizards, geckos, and other things
Can
in that
I
category.
ask you a quick
Iguanas.
question?
Go ahead.
The Western world raises those geckos and little small ones, and we have them in Kuwait, and we chase them around with a flip flop. So, what is it? A culture thing? Is it their geckos are pet friendly and our geckos are not? They're just more cute, I guess, on the other
It
side.
could be more. They're more colorful on the
But
other
it's
side.
basically the same kind of creature. It's not two different types, right?
Oh no, it's completely different species.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
So the ones we have are different.
Different than what we
You
found
don't
in
want
the
to pet.
U.S.
You
and
don't
in
want to
the
pet
West and
the
the
ones we
East.
have. Okay.
It makes more sense now, huh?
So we actually do have some colorful ones.
Yeah.
Colorful agama species that turn orange or sometimes blue during the mating season, and that's how the males attract the females.
Change colors.
Yeah.
Change colors.
Saudi Arabia has chameleon species that
wow.
travel, and its range is all the way down to Oman.
I love chameleons. They're beautiful.
But it's not the ones that you're used to seeing.
And like, yeah, I've held few and
Yeah.
few, pet shops, and they let you just, play with them, and they're quite friendly. I had one like wrap their tail around my hands, and it felt like it was hugging my hands. It's crazy. I usually don't like any lizards or anything that just moves. Strange
Not a
way.
big fan of the reptiles.
Not a big fan of reptiles, but yeah. I mean, I guess what we
I don't
see.
know. I saw a gecko yesterday.
Okay.
I don't know if we call it gecko.
El-Brasi is the gecko.
It's the
yeah.
gecko. But then they raise geckos over there, but they're two different geckos.
They
I'm
are different.
Confused, so confused. But I saw one yesterday. It
The one
amazed
we
me the
have is-
size. It was this big
Okay.
on the wall.
So if we're talking about wildlife, we've seen some people who bring animals from outside. Like I remember, like a few years ago, people were so invested in huskies, and
Okay.
as I know, huskies are not really,
They're not
with
meant
Kuwait
to
weather.
live in this weather,
So-
but a lot of people bring them over.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know how they survive, but they still brought them. So the
Ah.
question is, what animals that cannot survive in Kuwait's weather?
That's a loaded question.
Loaded
I mean, just give me an
typically-
example.
So basically anything that you're bringing in from colder climates or from
Like
climates
huskies.
where they're used
Yes.
to where they're used to high humidity or jungle environments. So basically anything not desert related, it's going to have a very hard time acclimating to our weather.
So how did they even,
I used to take
raise
care of a
huskies?
husky for a little short while. I would give him ice baths.
That's
There you
Ice
go.
baths.
I mean, I feel
I didn't
so
bring the
bad.
husky into Kuwait. I was just helping him out. Okay.
Yeah, I feel so bad for
Honestly,
animals that are,
it takes responsibility. The owner needs to take responsibility for what they're bringing in. If they are going to bring in something that like a husky, it would be. It's crucial that they find they have a room set up for it to protect it, especially in the summer where it can enjoy walking
AC
around
24/7.
and has some either ACs or water baths or I don't know, a snow maker machine, something
Machine.
something
All
that
right.
gives it its natural habitat.
What
around
would
them.
you say we could do to get more people interested into
Wildlife
wildlife research?
research.
Oh, okay. So this is a two-pronged approach. First off, in terms of the people themselves, I would say go out and sit in nature. Okay, sometimes it's just sitting in the garden. Sometimes it's actually going out into the desert when the weather's nice. Okay, sometimes you need to get up at the crack of dawn to actually see these things. Felice Island, I've been there many times. It is marvelous.
What do we have
Okay.
there?
We have ghosts.
Don't
That's
I've
a-
been there. I've
That's
been there.
another one creature that we might
I've been
discuss
there, I've been
later.
there. But there is a
But-
lot of home that are wrecked.
I think ghosts are going extinct. You should go after them.
I don't know about that, but,
Ghost researcher.
but we do have large hedgehogs.
Hedgehogs?
They're the
Hedgehogs?
same size as same species that we have in the mainland, but the ones on Felice are pretty big actually.
Interesting.
About double or maybe even triple the size sometimes. We have a whole bunch of different scorpions. Some of our birds nest on some of the other islands in Kuwait, from Bubiyan to Garo. So if you want to find wildlife, you got to go to where they are.
Flamingos. I've
We're in
seen
November
flamingos.
right now, right?
Shwek,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, so right now is
Like on the
towards
seaside, you'll see them in the morning. Like
yeah, because we're at the end of the bird migration season,
yeah.
winter migration. So you might still be able to catch them, but they're flying flying to different,
so
to warmer
beautiful
climates.
to watch.
They're amazing.
And I'm not talking about the captivated one they keep here. Like I've seen some few captivated ones. They look so sad. No, I'm talking about watching them like on the sea or on the shore. They are beautiful. They I don't know. They just look amazing, especially pink ones.
This
Penguins is one animal you should
No,
not
pink
bring to
ones.
Kuwait. Oh, okay.
Not
one.
penguins. Penguins. I don't think we have any penguins in Kuwait. We do have them in scientific center, but I don't think they would
yeah,
come
yeah.
here.
For a brief period that we had
I think-
penguins at Kuwait Scientific Center. I
I
think.
think we might still have
We
them.
still
but-
have
Still have
them.
them.
We
That's
still
nice.
do.
That's nice.
But I don't
But
think.
I'm assuming it's like
Yeah, they're-
simulated snow and all
No,
that.
no. They
Ice.
brought a different kind of penguins
What?
where they just live on
A
water.
desert penguin? No.
There's actually a species of penguin. So most penguins live in the southern hemisphere, so it's Antarctica and parts of southern Africa and the southern South America. But you have one species that actually travels to the Galapagos Islands, which is right along the equator. So they travel from Antarctica up to the Galapagos and back down. They have a migration pattern, if I'm not mistaken. And so they're used to warmer climates.
Why do they migrate?
So animals migrate for many different reasons.
We can't survey them and ask them. But yeah. I can let you speculate.
No, but I don't know about penguins, but typically animals migrate
For
to
food?
find food or because their food is migrating.
Or
in
weather?
Prey species.
Weather changes?
And escaping the
Weather
heat
for
or the
sure.
cold.
I'm
Yeah,
just like
that's a big
assuming.
one. No, those are the big two
Okay.
typically. Yeah. If they don't migrate and they're not used to colder weather, let's say, they might hibernate. So that's another
right.
adaptation that animals have.
So, what is the hardest animal to catch? I mean, in the wildlife, not to catch, like literally catch, but like to find or to look for.
Oh, so these are what we call cryptic species. So they're very hard to track down. Okay, so we have things like the sand cat. The sand cat actually has hair on its paws, so that as it's walking along the sand, it doesn't leave footprints. So it's very hard to track.
What animal is that?
Sand
This is a
cat.
sand cat.
But
I-
all
I
cats
should
have
really
hair on their
Google
paws.
this.
Yeah, but this is extra long.
Extra
that
long.
doesn't
It doesn't leave
a footprint.
Paw tracks?
Any kind of tracks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
I actually found a picture of the honey badger.
Can I steal or rob a
Ahmed.
bank with a glove whip?
This is the
I'm
honey
gonna have to
badger.
say no to that one.
Oh,
This is what you're talking about,
Yeah,
right?
that's-
Earlier in the
That's
episode.
the feisty guy.
interesting.
It looks creepy. It looks like something you'd see in a nightmare.
So
But-
honey badgers get their name because they love honey, but they also feed off of a whole host of different things, from carrion to sometimes they'll hunt small mice and venomous snakes, scorpions.
Yeah, taking care of the population.
They're
you know.
keeping other harder
yeah.
species in check for us.
Sand cats are so adorable.
They are.
Look at this. Can you domesticate one?
I don't know. I'm not looking at what you're looking at. Oh, it looks like a normal cat. I don't
It
know.
looks cuter.
So
Look at the cheeks though.
I'm gonna give
You
you
wanna
the
squeeze the cheeks?
legal answer, and we are
No.
not allowed to even catch any of the species or animals that we have in nature. This is
is
there's
so sad.
the
I need a
EPA law
sand cat.
prohibits catching, handling any kind of wild animals without
Wild animals.
wild animals
Without permission.
without permission from the EPA
From the
themselves.
EPA. That does
So-
exist in Kuwait.
Does exist. You see it from time to time.
I can
Well,
go
I believe
on
we're
forever.
running out of time.
Yeah,
But it was a
but-
pleasure meeting you and talking about wildlife
so
research.
much.
I need another episode. Or you know what? Maybe I should go research more animals.
More than welcome to visit us at any time at Kisser or hit us up at
And I
Hayat
can
Wildlife.
just join a research.
I would
thing.
actually like to look into that and volunteer. That would be amazing.
Can I volunteer and stuff?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
for sure.
We can.
Yeah.
We're definitely looking for volunteers to
Sign me up.
All right,
spread
all
more
right.
awareness with the
If
public.
I'm gonna see a sand cat.
There is a high chance, actually.
Okay.
All right. I believe that's the end of our interview. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you guys
We've
very
had
much.
an awesome conversation with you today.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, and with our wrap up. What a fun episode. Got to talk about animals, wildlife, and the research that he's been contributing
Sand
to.
cats though.
Some cats, though.
Sand cats.
Sand cats. Okay, I was
Not
like some cats, though.
No, sand cats though.
Yeah,
Are,
sand cats. What about
they're
them?
adorable.
Do you want one?
I want one.
All right, we're getting you a sand cat right after this
That's
episode.
illegal.
Illegally.
cannot say
like-
that.
Okay, you can get a lion, but you can't get a sand cat in this country. Come on. Okay.
Anyway, we've reached the end of the
Yeah.
episode. It was quite fun. I love talking about animals since we all love animals. I think most people do. Didn't have fun with talking about reptiles though, but still, I love talking about
Some
animals.
people love lizards.
I like iguanas and chameleons, but you know, I'm
A
not gonna have one
gecko
of my
is a
homes.
gecko, my friend.
Anyway, let's wrap it up.
We'll
Good
see
night.
you next time. Good night.